You can literally make thousands of dollars every single month selling your knowledge and your expertise inside of a high-ticket program. But most people don't know the steps to actually make this a success. That's why in this video, I'm giving you the exact 4-step blueprint to take this from idea to sold out program in 90 days. And we are not just talking about a $97 ebook here. We are talking about a next level program and experience that you can charge 4 figures for. So here's how to launch your course or program in 90 days. You need to be positioning yourself as the expert in your niche in exactly what you do and become the go-to person in your audience's eyes for that specific thing. This is what allows you to charge 4 figures in the first place. This is what will get people actually coming to you, ready to invest at that level and wanting to work with you that closely. Your online profiles are your resume here. This is what is actually going to show people that you are qualified, that you're experienced, and that you can actually get them the result which they're wanting. So you need to make sure that these are really optimized for what you are wanting to sell and for what you're wanting to provide people with. Yes, this looks like putting out content which is actually speaking to your ideal client and which is actually talking to the pain points they have and really helping them to see what this could look like to get to that goal and to work with you and the process that you take them along to get there. But it also means optimizing your profiles in the first place. You want to do this by essentially going onto your profiles and looking at them through the perspective and through the eyes of your ideal clients. So go onto your profiles. Does this actually speak to you? Does this resonate with you? Have a look over the bio, have a look over the story highlights for Instagram, have a look over your headline on LinkedIn or your cover photo on YouTube, whichever platforms you're on. Have a look at what your ideal client is actually seeing in the first place. Would you actually want to engage with this person? And would you actually stick around and consume their content? Now, you want to really make sure you're standing out here by not just positioning yourself as someone who is good at the thing which you do and is good at your niche. You want to position yourself as the expert for this. You want to be really sharing advice which is next level. You want to be creating a more premium experience for your clients as they're even just scrolling through your content. So look at how you can up the level essentially of the content and value you're providing them. Look at how can you share things in an even more personal way so they can be even more connected with you. But essentially you're wanting to position yourself not just as someone who somebody would hire, but someone who someone would pay 4 figures for. What does that version of your profile look like? And really start to curate your program and curate your profiles around what this looks like. As well with this, you really need to make sure that your profiles are answering the questions which your ideal clients have. So someone that's coming to your profile who is actually going to pay 4 figures for a program or for your course, what questions would they have? They might be asking, is this person actually qualified? What results have they got people in the past? Who even is this person? How can I connect with them and form a relationship with them before I've even hired them? And you can answer those questions through your profiles. So actually make sure you've shared client results which they can very easily and quickly see and find, but actually make sure that you're talking as well about some personality things and you're bringing some things in that they can connect over and you're sharing exactly what you do and what you can help people with. You want to make sure that any questions which you know would come up for this person, you're already answering it without them having to go seeking this out. The second step in actually launching your program or course in 90 days is getting leads for this program. You need to make sure you're identifying who actually are your warm leads. So once you've positioned yourself, once you've been putting out content, really speaking to this ideal client, you need to make sure you're finding out who these leads are so you can nurture them into this program. With this 90-day structure, what we really want to do is a really effective and quick strategy to make sure we are finding who these warm leads are. And a great way to do that is to host some kind of masterclass or workshop. And this is something I really highly recommend whenever you are launching something because it can be a great way, especially if you've really optimized what that event is going to be around, to get people into the door so you can start having conversations with them and then convert them after this event. With this event, you really need to make sure that this is a no-brainer offer for your clients. You need to make sure that this is a perfect next step for them. It really speaks to what they're wanting to work on at the moment in their business or in their life, and really actively promote this so that you can bring a lot of people in and get them into this event so you can actually start having conversations with them pre-event as well about why they signed up, what they're really looking for, and just find out more information about these warm leads essentially. Now, one thing that you can do here, which can be so effective and can be honestly one of the keys to actually selling out your program within these 90 days, is actually having private sales conversations with people. So anyone who does, for example, sign up for your workshop and you're having conversations, if there's someone who's really expressed to you that they are struggling with exactly what your ideal client struggles with and they're wanting to get to exactly what your program helps people to get to, you can have sales conversations with people and just start to open that door and start to let people know, I could actually help you with this. Would you want to talk about what that could look like? and have those conversations even pre-event, so you can start getting potential leads in for your program and start having those conversations and even make some sales before your event. But essentially in this second stage, we are really focused on actually getting leads. So we've positioned ourselves perfectly for our ideal client with this program, and now we need to make sure that we're actually getting the leads in the first place. So really figuring out who those people are, again, getting them to put up their hand, let you know that they are a potential lead for this program and for working with you, and then really making sure that you're able to get them to the point where you can have that sales conversation with them. The third step to launching and selling out your program or course within 90 days is actually converting those leads. We can actually look towards those next steps, which is actually really beginning the sales conversation. And this is where the difference here is we're taking it from a conversation which is more just focused on what this could look like in terms of their goals, where they're wanting to go, to actually, okay, here's what working together could look like. Here's how I could help you particularly with these, and here's what we could do together. Here's what we could achieve. If, for example, like me, you have people book a call with you so you can talk face to face and see whether you're a good fit that way. My process, for example, is they will go to book a call with me, they'll fill out a questionnaire, which really just talks more in depth about specifically what they're wanting from working together, why they were wanting to work with me in the first place, whether they're actually a good fit for the program in terms of the investment, all of the fundamental questions there. So then we can go into that call and we can talk through what that actually looks like for them. It's more of just a confirmation versus using that call to convince them of joining the program. They're already reasonably decided on that before they've even hopped on the phone with you. This is one of the biggest areas which people will get stuck on, but what you really want to do here is actually map out your sales process. So write out, okay, at the point where someone is a perfect fit or they've inquired about what working together would look like, what do I do next? What is the next thing which I say? You can write out a template for yourself if that helps, but what is the next thing I say? What's the next step there? And then what do I do after that when they're saying about, okay, let's talk about working together. Where do I send them? What are the questions which I'll ask them? Do I have a questionnaire? Really figure out what that process looks like for you, because then you can just focus on getting those warm leads in the first place, start nurturing those people, and then opening up that conversation, and you know exactly what that conversation is going to look like without trying to plan it all and figure it out in the moment. Now, this could come from the conversations which you are having in the DMs with people who have signed up for this event, or it could come from you actually pitching on the event. So you 100% want to pitch, you want to at the end share about your offer, share about how you can actually help people, and share the next steps. What I always say to people is do not be afraid to give this airtime. Don't do a 20-second pitch. Don't try and just fumble through it and try and spit it out as quickly as possible. Actually give your offer and give your experience and the ways that people can work with you. Give that some time, give that some stage, and really go into that and share the depths of what that could look like for people. And then post-event, you can have those conversations with people who, from your previous discussions of really inquiring more about why they signed up, what they're struggling with, where they're wanting to go. If there's anyone who you think is a great fit, you can personally invite them to that program. So you're gonna end up with a really nice pool of warm leads. Some of those people will have potentially jumped in from the event, from hearing your pitch. Some of those people you might have invited beforehand from the conversations you were having, and they might have decided to work with you then. Some of those people afterwards, after you've done this event, you can have the conversation there and continue this conversation and really walk them through what working together could look like, walk them through how you can specifically help them. And the personalization here makes such a difference. So really share with them why you can help them. What results can you particularly get them that they're wanting based on the language they have used and the conversations you've previously had. The final part of actually converting these leads which you have found in the second stage is actually going back after the event as well. And for anyone that didn't buy but they were a warm lead, just inquire and just be interested and curious about why they didn't buy. Was there a specific part of the program which didn't align with them? Could they not see the value in terms of how it would help them? Was the investment too high for them? What was the reason that they're given for why they didn't sign up for the program? Because this can be really helpful for you in future rounds as well. You can also use this information to upsell or downsell. If, for example, somebody has come to you and they had signed up for the event, they had gone to the event, loved it, it was really amazing, but they didn't end up signing up with you, they could need an upsell or a downsell. So they could be looking for more in-depth support. They could be looking for longer term support, in which case offer them an upsell, create a package for them. Or they could be saying, for example, that they're not quite ready for that level of support. They're wanting something smaller, in which case, can you create something smaller to offer them? This can be a great way to make really small sales as well, in addition to just kind of top up what you're making from this main launch. So the fourth and final part to turning your idea into a sold out program within 90 days is the experience. And this is a part which so many people miss over, but it's honestly one of the most important. And this covers two parts. It covers the experience that people are getting before they're your client, and also the experience which people are getting while they're your client. The experience which people are getting before they have actually signed on with you is really important because this really reflects the level of experience and personalization and premium service which they're going to be getting while they are working with you. So if you can really showcase how incredibly personalized your service is, showcase how attentive you are, showcase how closely you'll be working with people in the experience they have before they've even signed on with you, that can be an incredible way to really promote your program and show them how amazing it is going to be to work with you in particular and get that level of premium support that they are willing to pay 4 figures for. This can look like simply doing all of the things which we've already discussed. So actually reaching out to people who have signed up for the event and having one-to-one conversations about what they want to see, how you can make this something which is really helpful and beneficial for them, what they're really looking for, what their goals are at the moment, and really personalizing that experience to them. So after the event, for example, if there's a particular thing you spoke about and you've had a conversation with a certain lead and you think that this can apply really nicely for them, but they should do it in a certain way, let them know. Really make this applicable in terms of offering a premium experience before they've started working with you. This can be the difference between whether someone decides to actually sign on and work with you, or whether they decide that maybe I'm not going to make this big investment, maybe now's not the time, maybe I'll go for a smaller program. This can be the difference there. So you really want to make sure you're prioritizing giving everyone who is a potential lead an incredible, unforgettable experience before they've started working with you. And then again, of course, you want to make sure you're continuing this into your program, because this is going to be what gets you the testimonials, what gets you the results, which makes it 10 times easier for you to sell this program on that second launch, on that third launch, and way into the future. So when you're creating this program, really think about how can I make this a next level experience for my clients? How can I make this really unforgettable? How can I make sure I am really meeting all of their needs and doing it in a really easy and seamless way for them? So that is a 4-step process which you can use to turn your program from idea to a sold out program or course within just 90 days. This model can be used again and again, so you can continue using this for all of your launches, optimizing this, making this even better. But if you follow these 4 steps, this will lead to an incredible launch for you and you'll get amazing results, and you can do this in just a 90-day cycle. So comment below if you are going to be launching something soon. What are you going to be launching, and are you going to be implementing these tips? Now, you do not need to launch to actually make sales in your business. You can make sales consistently week after week, month after month. And that is where sales skills really come in. This is one of the most important skills to learn in your business, and this is what will allow you to take everything which you have just learned in this video and turn this evergreen, so you do not need to keep going through a launch cycle every quarter. So watch this video next to get my exact secrets for signing high-ticket clients every single month. This teaches you the sales skills you need to get your program booked out fast. So click here and watch this video next. I hope this video helped you, and I will see you in the next one.